Immediately he made the disciples get into a boat and go on ahead to the other side, while he dismissed the crowds. And after he had dismissed the crowds, he went up the mountain by himself to pray. When evening came, he was there alone, but by this time the boat, battered by the waves, was far from the land, for the wind was against them. And early in the morning he came walking toward them on the sea. But when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified, saying, "It is a ghost," and they cried out in fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them and said, "Take heart, it is I. Do not be afraid." Peter answered him, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." He said, "Come." So Peter got out of the boat, started walking on the water, and came toward Jesus. But when he noticed the strong wind, he became frightened, and, beginning to sink, he cried out, "Lord, save me." Jesus immediately reached out his hand and caught him, saying to him, "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" When they got into the boat, the wind ceased, and those in the boat worshipped him, saying, "Truly you are the Son of God." When they had crossed over, they came to land at Gennesaret. After the people of that place recognized him, they sent word to that whole surrounding region, and people brought all who were sick to him and begged him that they might touch even the fringe of his cloak, and all who touched it were healed.
Picture this. You're in a small boat in the middle of a storm, waves crashing over the sides, wind howling in your ears, your phone's dead, GPS isn't working, and you're completely lost. Then suddenly, through the chaos, you see someone walking toward you, on the water. That's exactly what the disciples experienced in today's gospel. After feeding 5,000 people, Jesus sends his disciples ahead by boat while he goes up a mountain to pray alone. Meanwhile, the disciples are struggling against strong winds and waves. In the early morning hours, Jesus comes to them walking on water. They're terrified, thinking it's a ghost, but Jesus reassures them, "Take heart, it is I. Do not be afraid." Peter, being Peter, asks to walk on water too. Jesus says, "Come," and Peter actually does it. But when he notices the wind, fear kicks in. He starts sinking and cries out for help. Jesus immediately saves him, asking, "Why did you doubt?" When Jesus gets in the boat, the storm calms, and everyone worships him as the Son of God. You know what strikes me most about this story? It's not the miracle itself, it's Peter's reaction. He doesn't just sit there amazed. He wants to join Jesus. That's the kind of faith that says, "If you're there, I want to be where you are." But then reality hits: the wind, the waves, the impossibility of it all, and Peter sinks. How often do we do this? We start something with great enthusiasm, then doubt creeps in when things get tough. I love that Jesus doesn't lecture Peter about his lack of faith. He immediately reaches out and saves him. That's grace in action, not condemnation, but rescue. The question, "Why did you doubt?" isn't accusatory, it's educational. Jesus is teaching Peter, and us, about the power of focused faith. We all have storms in our lives: financial struggles, relationship problems, health issues, career uncertainties. Sometimes we feel like those disciples, battling against the wind with our own strength. But here's the thing: Jesus comes to us in our storms, maybe not walking on water, but through a friend's phone call, an unexpected opportunity, or simply that inner peace that surpasses understanding. The key is keeping our eyes on Jesus, not on the storm. When Peter looked at Jesus, he walked on water. When he looked at the wind, he sank. Where are you looking today? Are you focused on your problems or on the one who has power over every storm? Remember, even when we sink like Peter, Jesus is always there to catch us. Our doubts don't disqualify us from his love. They're opportunities to experience his grace. Today, whatever storm you're facing, hear Jesus saying to you, "Take heart, it is I. Do not be afraid." Trust that he's walking toward you, ready to calm your storm and strengthen your faith.